Hello, everyone. I'm Christina. It's good to see you again. Welcome, all new subscribers. Welcome back, all regular subscribers, and I'm just so glad that everybody comes in. Everybody that will, glad to see you. So we have a weekly update to go ahead and deal with. Is due today. It's the it's really just the progression of how things are going on this earth. Things that, headlines that are using words apocalyptic a lot, things like that. So let's see what's been going on in our world lately. Also, want to encourage everyone to like, subscribe, comment, share. Links are always in the description box. Hello, Joseph, or Joseph will be back. Hello, Debbie, Sally, and Nancy. God bless you. I'm so glad that you're here. All right, so do y'all want to hear what's going on? All right, let's do it. Okay, of course, the first headline we've got to talk about the Texas smokehouse fire. It started out with a headline that said an explosive Texas fire more than doubles in size as it threatens towns and forces evacuations. There were people trapped in Texas, in a Texas town as fire raged across the panhandle. They're saying it's one of the largest wildfires in United States history. Yep. Yep. Raging wildfire, now largest in Texas history, with deteriorating conditions expected. And there was some kind of like a nuclear power plant that they were worried about also during this. Next headline about it was nobody really knows what you're supposed to do. Leaking, exploding, abandoned wells wreak havoc in West Texas. So you gotta think, um, how did these fires start? They can start a number of ways, but the West Texas Panhandle is a volcanic region, and I believe there's a reason there's all of the oil there that there is, because it is a volcanic region. So when you put holes in the ground, if pressure ever decides to build under there, then you're going to have things like leaking, exploding, abandoned wells wreaking havoc in West Texas. You know what I'm saying? But they don't know what to do about it. It says mounds of dirt towered over Bill White. Maybe that's a typo. I bet his name is Bill Wright. Anyway, who stared helplessly at the piles that had once been pasture for his cattle. After a few moments, he turned his head and surveyed a vast pool of water that had spilled over his land after an abandoned well exploded in early December. The water that sprang from the forgotten hole drilled searching for oil and water contained so much salt that it scrubbed the life off the land. It decimated the soil. A rancher who spent a decade tending to the sprawls of this West Texas ranch, oh, it is White, was suddenly a stranger in his own land. Nobody really knows what you're supposed to do about something like this. It's a latest man made disaster resulting from abandoned oil and water wells across the state. Okay, but we had yesterday what I like to call the smokehouse fire miracle, because the Texas wildfire was suddenly hit with snow, and that helped a lot. However, they do expect for the fire to keep spreading. They do. That's out in the news. Gonna check the comments really quick. Say hello to everybody. Hello, Nancy Moore, Connie, Kathleen, Ev, Clarissa. I say Nancy. Yes, I did. Very grateful. Watchman. Trying to make sure I don't forget anybody. Elizabeth da Silva. All right, let's see. Yes, we have had some strange weather, haven't we? Because I was hot and then it dropped down to like 40 something degrees. It was cold, really cold, but it was hot at night and cold during the day. This was like just 2 days ago. Weather has been super weird, super weird. But I do feel like that was a miracle. For all that snow, there was this pastor that was saying that he and his church had been praying for a miracle. And so when that snow hit, they were all just so happy and so rejoicing, you know. It's good to see you, Watchman. He said, okay, I'm just checking. See if there's any questions. Nope, nope. Everything is going good. All right, so let's keep going with this, shall we? All right. So besides the Texas wildfire that we have to worry about, that's pretty big in the news right now. The report comes out that 2.9 million heads of livestock dead in Mongolia's Dzud disaster. Now, it's the picture that you see on the front of this video, this live. It's a bunch of dead cattle with what looks like dust or ash covering all of them. As many as 2.9 million heads of livestock are thought to have perished so far in the Dzud weather disaster that has struck Mongolia. The country's State Emergency Commission revealed. As Mongolia comes to terms with the still unfolding catastrophe, discussion has turned to how climate change appears to have intensified both the severity and frequency of Dzud or Zood or whatever, a severe combination of a dry, hot summer and icy winter that is unique to Mongolia and causes enormous damage to the nation's nomadic herders. That's sad. That's really sad. And I'm like thinking in my head, all countrified and everything. I'm like, they don't have barns. Yes, they don't. Anyway, next headline. It says, it's horrific. Arizona. Listen up, Arizona. Arizona communities sink as who? Saudi Arabia pumps groundwater unchecked. Arizona communities are sinking as Saudi Arabia pumps out all your groundwater unchecked. Oh, yeah. The excessive pumping of groundwater by agricultural companies in Arizona has caused aquifers to deplete, resulting in land subsidence that damages infrastructure and property. See, but I've been noticing a lot of the water is contaminated or drying up in a lot of places. So desperate people are going where they can to get this water. Okay, but Mexico City, just south or somewhere south, could be southwest, east, I don't know. But Mexico City, just south of Arizona, could be just months away from running out of drinking water. So right next door, they're already running out of water. They're facing severe water shortages that could see large parts of the city run dry in months. The megacity and its environs, home to approximately 22 million people, has been suffering from moderate to exceptional drought since the beginning of 2024. In an effort to conserve this water, officials have restricted access for many residents to an hour or so of water every few days. Do you hear that? An hour or so of water every few days. That's bad. A combination of factors, including diminishing rainfall, increased temperatures, leaky infrastructure, and urban sprawl, are pushing the city's water supply further to the brink. All right. On the west coast of the United States, the headline is video shows onlookers running for safety as California seafront trail collapses. And if you ever see this picture, it's a trail. It's this huge hole. I say at least a couple of football fields, probably bigger than that. Just opens, it just caves in underneath. I told y'all before, I said that you'd have to watch the ground beneath your feet. Like in the desert, it can become like quicksand, but you have to watch it. Water can come up right up underneath your feet, cracks, exploding oil wells. Watch. I'm telling you. I'm telling y'all. Yes, I was seeing something like that. There was a lot of prayer going on, and to see just the temperatures that we were having and the degree that fire was spreading, it was a miracle. So that snow just came in. Massacre in Gaza, it's also a big deal. That's right. Okay, we're gonna keep going. We don't have much more, though. Okay, I'm not gonna keep you too long. All right, but Peru is also declaring, that's South America. Peru declares health emergency as dengue outbreak imminent. Lima, Peru declared a health emergency across most of the country on Monday as a heat wave and heavy rains have led to a spike in dengue fever cases. The South American nation's death toll due to the virus has risen to 32 so far this year. It's only March 1st. Oh, and you know what I just realized a few minutes ago? We got that eclipse on April 8th, and like exactly 7 days before it's April Fool's Day. I was like, wonder if that means anything. You know, I don't want to read too much in anything. But anyway, it's only 32 so far 32 so far this year, and it's only March 1st. And the outbreak, they say, is imminent. Wow, they're really worried about it. Total cases also climbed to 31,300 in the first 8 weeks of the year, up from 24,981 in the first 7 weeks. So they're getting a lot of cases really fast. There are 20 regions out of 25 that will be declared in a health emergency due to dengue. The declaration boosts resources to health responders in affected areas. Dengue, largely transmitted through the bites of infected mosquitoes, causes symptoms such as fever, nausea, vomiting, fatigue, and body aches. So you'll feel like you've got maybe like a stomach flu. You know, a lot of people have been complaining that they feel like they got a stomach flu. And it's bad. Maybe you got to watch the mosquitoes, I'm telling you. All right. Next article. We're talking a whole country declares national emergency as oil-soaked beaches create hazards in coastal areas. We have no idea where it came from. A large oil spill caused by a mystery vessel off the coast of Tobago. That would be in the Pacific, if I'm not mistaken. Around Indonesia, around there. Papua New Guinea. I'm pretty sure that's around where it's at. But a large oil spill caused by a mystery vessel off the coast of Tobago is being called a national emergency. A submerged craft of unknown origin was found overturned off the southwest coast of Tobago. So they said it's a large oil spill. Little's known about the vessel. We have no idea where it came from, and we also don't know all that it contains. What we do know is that it appears to be broken and is leaking some kind of hydrocarbon that is fouling the water in the coastline. So there you go again with the water. Something going on with the water all the time. Now, the last one I find a little weird, a little unnerving, but we'll get into it. The title is COVID Pandemic Babies Show Two Fascinating Biological Changes Study Finds. This is by Daily Mail. Lockdowns during the pandemic led to two fascinating changes in babies' bodies that may have protected them against disease and allergies, a study has found. And I know that in science, the mother and the baby together, that when that's happened, like when they're pregnant with the baby, that yes, it can force the body to create protection, natural protections in their infants, and especially if they breastfeed. I know about that. But let's see if they're going to tell us where it came from. Researchers from a university in Ireland found that children born while the world was locked down had an altered gut microbiome. The ecosystem of good and bad bacteria in the gut that aid in digestion, destroys harmful bacteria, and helps control the immune system. Excuse me, sorry about that. The biome was found to be more beneficial in the infants. Research believed this led these certain babies to have lower than expected rates of allergic conditions, such as food allergies, compared to pre pandemic babies. They also require fewer antibiotics to treat illnesses. Researchers analyzed samples from 351 Irish babies born in the first 3 months of the pandemic between March and May of 2020 and compared them to samples from babies born before. Online questionnaires were used to collect information on diet, home environment, and health. Let's see here. Babies born have, okay. I'm just trying to see. Okay, it says it also found that babies born during lockdowns had fewer infections because they were not exposed to germs and bacteria. This meant they needed fewer antibiotics, which killed good bacteria, leading to a better microbiome. The lockdown babies were also breastfed for longer, which provided additional benefits. Of these babies, only 17% of the infants required an antibiotic by 1 year of age. Of these babies okay, I already read that. 80% of the babies had taken antibiotics by 12 months pre-pandemic. This was fascinating outcome, which means lock your baby down for a year and don't give them antibiotics and they'll develop certain things. But that is interesting. That is interesting. That, God made our bodies strong, made them able to adapt to certain things, and you don't have to really mess with. And I think that man has gotten in front of himself, messing around too much when the body is capable of doing a whole lot on its own. Hello, Humberto, Marie, and Elaine. All right. Oh my goodness, Clarissa, you always make me laugh. So that was just a little help for you there. Okay. Don't forget, I've made other videos a couple days ago. There was one, Not by Chance, Chosen in the Light. I don't know if a lot of you got notified for that, but it is a good video. It's only 6 minutes long. I would recommend listening to that if you haven't. It would be like recent videos that I made. It wasn't like a live like I'm doing now. All right. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get off for tonight. I wish you all a good weekend. I love you. Thank you for coming. God bless you. And I will talk to all of you soon. Bye.